Because those are my important. And I know sometimes we take away from it, but this is all my important. It's why I mean, it's why I mean to me, it's why son Kate, I guess, that's not by what about the Leski. So I went to Hugizamin, but understand, I guess, Chihugizamin, La Warbaka. Okay, what about Chitrobulls with the most mandar, kind of check pastor? And what about doesn't need to be illustrated? And what about doesn't need to be exemplified in any way? And what about the Devleski Suzurali, I Juvidi, I Pescoon del Zor, Pepescoon del Hanimos, Pepescoon, Pagalams, Pepescoon, Pitrella Maria Kam, Marigundria. So I went to Hugizam and Amenga, yes, decide to sell it, what about Ketrobulta, to sell him in. Amanada Hugizam and Devla, yes, Azelos, Kaimos. They're like at some place in the Maratrayo, the Marapirimos, Mugadil Tusa, that we could use Mugadil Gadus Kaimos, they like the Sikiwas, they like the Sunas, they like Sarta, apply it in the Maratrayo, Mugadil. I pray against Mugadil Amenga, Marigondonga, Marinega, Mugadil, Te Asundul Mugadil, Te Rasal Mugadil, and the Maraducho Mugadante. It'd be helpful, Amenga, the Piraz Mugadil, my Feder Tusa, the Dikas, the like the Sunas, my Feder Kiwarba. There's always a benefit. Even when we don't think we're receiving, we're still able to receive. So I pray, yes, to receive, to may it be built up, strengthening, powerful, to encourage us, I devla kana saranenki warba ni manus, glosu isagni mugadil, yuzi isagni gastatri ni gamuin mugadil, tidendum al mugadil paki warba. Thank you, Jesus. Salve din kadil barimos. Amen. Pastor Stella, give us your first goodness.
Hallelujah. God bless you. Del desum soltume. I naisible de vesque que saia just siamo cado privilege de vulavas and the vorba de vesque. A before te javan de kamafte naisi o pastor Stevie kai claque tutsan de sai vulavav so dama model poilo. 2 minuti fedi kamafte la pe chavrava unigenial shete chijanena me kena me po Instagram. Ami sam andai școala Pris, ai simie canal și charitoruri. Ai școala Pris vas de misali ando 2002 de deșu Pajber și charav an de școala Pris. Todame am arocat cu Lulu, că s-a so president pe misiunea România de Europe. Ai todamana de la test pașa peste, sa ca chavrama pe șlan faithful, rica maricandria, rica școala. Keras budući ande Europe kamare humane kangeria ai vid excurto vreau așa să canavia de cacalație va că nas de cameli ceva lelole dominil pe că jasa de Bulgaria, Macedonia, Albania, Romania, sa că la ceva pierdamne ai ingeras de că oși chadimos first as evangelist ca evangelizine manușen anelne cadel bolene porme a potuto justamente ingeras de că școala. So, ande pucica cea, si mai bud gene, mai bud servitorului ca sam, a mei san de sa Europa, sam opral papon varte servitorului ca servisaras, ande cangeria, ca sam cangeria, mate ande Anglia, si ma du cangeria în London, ca pastoriziv me, doma mai si ma cover du cangeria, ca si andel du cover foruri, ande sa Anglia si desh cangeria, ca sam connected, ai dat o șon cidav sale pastoron, ai kerav lângă școla, ai rete keras revival. So, amaribuci în Europa, it's very active. Ai cachavrama pendem jamange vacation, de bish berj pastor cisimas po vacation. De sancodema pastorul în Anglia, ci mai gelem cate po vacation. Ai pendem cachadata jamange vacation, jamange de California, no manifesto del lama covatar, aici da mate cangeni. Sunt știți că pe vaca sau del camente kerel făschipuci Amen. Amen. Manema starava Jesse vorba că pe nama gojimi că pal servitorul si te camente razduma e si mai că bucica e tudami godel puilovi că doma e volade mai amblau ca co sermon bushom to servant a servitorul cum te dau ai si dedicas o servitorul ca eu de iuzil ai dicamas dedicase buci que trebuie dedicas so odel kame na so kamasame ai nai gana kamavme numa kana kamel vo ai pale nai kai kamavme numa kai kamel vo butivara shunem servitorului ca penen me kamav te servir ka pe ka gojes I make am up to servir at the Kerau Kachabuchi, I make am up to have pastor, make am up to have evangelist. Yet home make jazz Mushiro la microphone at the low purple stage, I penel a jazz declarima profeto pe caduțem. Vocorcoro declaril. No, come up this Kerau Kachabuchi ke naștia vezi so camestu, cana camestu, ai kai camestu. Dovute ajucăras paladel, dedicas soca melodel, cai camel te soldu, ai cana. Agana, unii jene penen, me servi pe cacoai cacoges, andi cacoai cacoțem, pe cacai cacea buci, ai cacoai cacosi te pricio. Numai șai că ci mangel tu andi cu toțem, șai că ci mangel tu, te pricios atunci. Așa e că și mangel tu te pricios ca cu Domnul. Că o del janeso alor vio ceaso, alor vio țan, ai alor vile manușeni. Declarando John chapter 4, Ramon pe că Jesus avea să andai foro, așadar ca e pai, que tribula stejal annecaver foro, maramol pe vi o taimo cana așada. Ca de șudui gese așada capai. So, dava mangido, ce profit kerel mangi te jana que o Jesus avilo an a certain foro, așada capai 12 o'clock, que tribula stejal annecaver foro. So kerel kudo mangi te simna swalo. So kerel mangi kudo te simni kijime, deja n-am cu Jesus asta ne foro așa dacă al deșudui, ai de las du mai cara clovasa, ai pometul la stilar de care foro. So kerel mangi te simna solo ducado di kijime te simna trobolu. Ci kerel mangi ca ci troca. No manganțe pomesi cada mango duhu e baribuci, că n-am tu mengeso. Că o servitorul de Vresco, son can mișto so pena pralado. O servitorul de Vresco, Janel Cataravel, Janel Cailo, ai Janel Caisitejan. O servitorul de Vresco n-ai Brandon, Savela Vela, Ameca Țeno, o amele și amele de Vresche, Janas Cataravas, Janas Caisam, ai mai bud, ame Janas Caisitaresas. So de Janen Caisitaresena niges. Amen. Sana cu dotul multa vas, piradei pala Sfântul Duhu de Vresco. Amen. Castesiles ki Bibles, ca cea storia fancy lungo la cica malte cito che janam che nam abut vrama, nu ma zumavate anave gindo, ai ca cea storia ca penaptu che sia no 2 King chapter 18 verse 9-18, ai porme jaljica trandaitrito. Ai Kamam kanavesa te mai citos la te țos, ma penaptu che fancy a story apo me coțar ana utivanu socamente pede. Si cavela menge che ca King David sasles e che manuș, baro soldato, avo pușolas ayamas. Ai codames o amperato telel sama catarle soldații, catarle ketani, ai anegestibula ste marempe, so de pe marimos. Ai so penel lenge cado 2 King chapter 18. From verse 9, sau 18, jica 33rd verse. Lungo storia su scamavte scuzzarau franzi. Ashonen. Ai penelling inamarin manuforo numa trubul de den andavesh. Ai goțar ca den andavesh, goțar den pe tumare enemies, ai nerino o marimos. Ai penelo King David, vime shaftu mensa de marama pe cado marimos. Penel l'escoshav de l'anglal, ai penel no. L'escoshav ușor Absalom. Ai penel no, n-ai ramu bodat, nu jamais. Doar că do raclo o prijarnosas, că s-as le șucar bare bal, creți bal, lungi bal s-as les. Ai sicavela menge că gelente marempe, ai că sarjana ste marempe po marimos, astargile lesche bal, catarcadora clovo, ante cranja, ai boldepe pe leschico, ai o grans gelo mai dur, ai vo astargilo, ai amblagilo. Tasagilo, ai mulo. Ai coțesas, e manuș ca-i dicla. Ai ca-i dicla s-o pasil pe che mulole amperatos coșa, jalca cadou capiteno, ai penellesche. Așon s-o pasisalo, diclemo absenen, s-ar mudardales vare, s-ar mulo. Vo penela posos dar ci mudardan cu dolen ca mudar de no che ci mudardales coni amblagilo vo corcoro les che pala stargili anducaș, ai ambladeles, ai astargili deschico, ai mulo. Oh. Ok, apotubul ca do news, deja stingeresles ca imperator. Pe cuto, avem tar e camer manuș, ai ca do manușa cana, vo penel so pasilpe que usually vosas kai trubulas tegrelo news camperato e Bible si cabel que cadoca jo zurales na shelas e canadikelas que happenil pe vare so ando marimos volelas que clil ai na shelas ai le soldati sta sopra parufo ai dikenas putrenar descovudar, ai modelas Andrea o amperato peșelas pe pescochon, ai avelas cudo gajomo, ai penelas amperato nasima tuke good news. Ai penelas so dicla. Numa agora clovo cacciadata, vonas poce cana mulo absent. Cagot sinogora clovosas. Agora clovo vo dicla o experience, vo dicla so pasisalo, vo janel. Ai jan vo ca captain ne ketanoingo e penel mediclem sarmulo shabla pratos. Eta che cu copa shola pushel so hapenin pe. Ci penel leske. Janeso penelo captain. Tu ca diclam. Ja ingere viasta camperato. Ja ingere o news camperato ai pen amperatos che so jalpe. Son ca miștoacă na shamam cam potici. Lego ai jal. No, cine așel vo cadea zurales? Mai goblez nașel. Tabare sel, jalvo. Cuco penel solal cu cote kerel. O jal tingerel o news. Ma susta jalvo te metru burte ingerav. Messi mugipu cisi ca cea tingerav o news. Susta jalvo tingerel o news. Tu ci jas ages. Ages, n-ai ciroges tingeres tu news. Apăsar că me usually me ingerav ca do news. No, ages pe ca doges tu cingere so news. Ages kako kai dicla vo ingere. No, savo kerel pe peschi. Alela nașel. No vo zurales nașel. Nașel. Alela anglal cucules. Aita că le soldații o dai David peșel ca pașa gate. Eta că le soldații diken că dui manuș nașel. Ai peneleta penge yekes penge chana konsi ma kukules janamles pushelo David konsi penge kukosi kainela mengo news sakudata ea kukudo mekele sandre penge ke janamles always anela menge good news eta kaventar kudo kayanel always the good news aventar angatrono nashel aresto amperato nasima good news te penatuke. Ei, so see your good news. manius. Susi cu copa lal ca avel, asta de turigate, tu hanți peric, hai muc nicas cu co, ai cu co avel tal pe ramasa. Amperato na si manius de pe napoli. Susi declaim sarcioșavo o haisa. Ok. Hai că n-am penaptul. Se put servitorului ca sit-o din eca tarodel, del de susole. Aia cardele pe buci. En de joani, dar sente crene buci, dicene, jane pene, dicene, jane dicene. Numai are telegrama că unii servitorului manaile experience. Ai hasarele vision. Gugora klobo, he had a vision. Vision, jane so minil pe vorba vision, so de jene jane so se vorba vision. Vision is to see. So vale că ai vo dicla. Ai cugo, că ai sans so din nou pe buci, ce mai dicla? Why? Că busy sa ne cover buci. Vă penel dedichez la miștoan de story penel. Ia dicamas me că unii manușci din Israele, ai sas divano numai, me roda vas cover news te dicam. Numai ca bai o vo cigelo. Vo cover buciaro de las. Ai sigut servitorului țodinele pe buci, numai vor ronde în cover news te dicam. Vom cover bucea, cover grija halle, cover bucea, ce o main point, o important point, so trubul la cangeria, vom roden cover dichimata tanen la cangeria che, numai so trubul tanen o message, o chacho la cangeria che, nai. Ferdi di cla dural che vare so happenil pe che vare concidinisale o colo coțete de pe duma, numai vo cijangla, tu janes cijana podeturicat. Diga că n-a susi buci. E bucisi că ca co servitorul, ca s-a spus din nou pe buci, ca s-a dat pe schivizion. Ce mai di clasă trubul asta de chel, hai nasles message de anel, hai dic s-ar del polaja, că avel, an la trono, ai avut atrubul anel message. Au del penelus că de tu ligați, că n-ai tu message, ci di clancanci, n-ai tu viziona, n-ai tu message. Nu agana cu corat logo, că-ai dicla s-a viziona. Hai că gelo de penel, gelo de testifil sovo dicla. Hai vona ca na socherel o captain tradele, șa. Cuculesc că penel tu n-aja, că tu agești și diclancanci, tu beștele. Hai ja. Hai cuco și-ai te mai locogăi să avelas. Cuco n-așel la zuranes. Ma cuco mai locogăi să avelas. No majones o sas important. Că el este sas o message. Ai cadou trubulamente roda sa no servitoro. Na cuco ca ferdi si anexodino anebuci, no matubul te rodas ca servitoro ca siles o message. Te rodas le servitoros ca siles visiona. Que n-am ferdi penas pastorolo, sodinolo, vocherel, vosi. No ma ai dinailes o message. Ai dinailes o visiona sokeras lasame palaicovo. Lasă-me palavare ca ste cai nailes canci, ingerela me vari cai cimoci di chel cai deja. E șaite ca co servitoro mai covloholo. Șaite ca co servitoro naile de leste cu dia bucita nel. No majoneso seu important que cu doces leste sas o message. Leste sas o message. Ai janes sostar sas les o message cam alte pușaptu. So de janen, sostar sas leste o message. Che dicla. Ai o manuș ca dichel, leste si o message. Acana. Ame putivar si jaraste prichosaras. Ai n-ai ame message. N-ai am viziune. Abor me exodicas peraimos. Que so star que tenai čo message katarudel. Ai tenai diklan vareso. Te sai si camez la kangeriake. Isces vorbi. Tak când avea o prala raci. Bud manuș pricion vide vesto. Bud manuș gilab în vide vesto. Ai sar di cas che ne kudo sermon konichi sa stilo. Konichi skepisal. Konichi bibisalo. It's just a message. Ajaneso, cu servitorul care vine without the message. Nu se depena, n-a holeam un servitor rusin. Da polajavian la del. Avea un narodo care s-a socolo, care jucherena so message. Da polajavian la lende che pendales cu imperato de turigați. Dar la Jean ava sopre, hai das polajavian la del, che cică dau del cu cimanța. Hai da polajavian la narodo che nasma message. Anacudom opral, acest camav te pinav ca ceabuci. Ca nasitu message, atunci pare socăciul. Ca nasitu message, odel penel tu che ai dianla. Ca nasitu message, onarodo așunel. Că țolcan sostar, că cides duma tu, odel del duma paciomân. Deci so penelo John 1:1, so penel. Andagor sas e vorba sas pașadel, ai vorba si odel. So ca na tu pricios e vorba le devreschi, so pricios, del. Hai le manuș ca na primim, so primim, del. So ca na primim le manuș del, pușau tu seamea beșel, holi, duc, asfal, necazul, asfalimos, ca na vel odel. Aposos daramente cică jorbe, că ci pricios haras del. Vorbi. Hai le vorbi ca mareci sa sterel canigas. Con sa sterel si odel. Con si ca escapil odel. Con si ca liberit odel. Dacă n-așa. Loco vezi că tu sara. Se citol mangevare con John 5:19. O dalo smișto citol. Ai citol la menge. Dai cu glasul con. O Jimmy. Ek verseto pecado, verseto ketov. Yeah, 5:19.
So Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, the Son can do nothing of his own accord, but only what he sees the Father do. For whatever the Father does, that's the Son does likewise.
Amen. Ashunanzo penda. Penda o șamle de vlesco, ci kerel canci an de peschizo. Numa sogode kerel dicla calmanuș. Cadearamo. A? Samme o Cristo pena meci kera canci ne movizor, ma sogode kera diclem catar le apostols. Cagliaramo?
No.
Declare catar muvide Mary.
No.
Muvide Mary și cerdama sa cada la miracles de carau. Cagliaramo? Saramo. So God me declare kera declare casta catar muvodat. So vare ca vosas in relationship zurales peskedadesa. Ai sosica dat civica sham. Ai roșa anela menge le dades. So vo cidicla le actions sar kerel le manușa asta dic sar kerelo Douglas kera vime, sar kerelo Stevie kera vime, sar kerelo Pastor Michael kera vime, no. Amare actions amaro dikimos tu volta vena Maria ca poder. Diclanzo penel so godi me kera me diclen cadat. In other words, că odată si că ai querer ca de la bucea, odată si că ai schepil, odată si că ai liberil, odată si că ai del traio, odată medicam ca de la bucea ca dat, ai sosi ca dat laula nemogotraio, ai anavle ca ai hangeri. Denga mam te pușava, pe cadoul cu ovezi de tu sărau. If Jesus told us perigate, te rodel, te dichel socherel odat, tanelle manușene, so de mai putu ai meu. Dar la coșamle de vrezi că ți-o las perigate, so voraci, so velas, te gudil pe te sicavelle scotel, odat e revelation, ca si sunt o șamle de vrezi că perfect. So de mai putu ai meu, ci tu multe țasa merigate, de pandavasa mea, ai te roda se fața de vrezi. Odelte sunt sol savubenca, bugim pe ca hangeri, ai bugis amen, budis de vrezi amen. So pendau, pastorul pendau, this is a place of worship. It's only normal ta vas to worship God. Dilimos asta vel te berșasă me hangeri din altul să. O normal si ca vezi ca hangeri te bugis tu, n-ai la jau, ta vezi ca hangeri te bugis tu. It's normal. So nu las ca hangeri te crezi, te bugima. Dar șuna panem. Nu mă așa so. Pare la cea mai activat. 3 o'clock, nobody prays. Nobody prays. No mă rodel mangel te leșcinama. Ai te garajos. Ai te mecheste del tu să du model. Penam tu me gândi, vezi că tu sărau. Bud servitorului s-ar pișoncimi. Penam tu că sărau. Dichem o foro. Dichem o problem de forosco. Ok. O foro nichi jimelo. Avem rotas versetul. Odel simu radimos, odel radui, que era nachodel cho radimos, ok, pichova kana. O foro nikijimei, tu ca san nikijimei, you have problem, briga, situations, ok, cam am te chidol tu que odel si cho radimos, odel si chipacha, odel raduil tu, que era nachodel cho radimos. Ai samo pe kana pichom. Ma penam que sa kiram. I don't care sa oforo, vad Lukadova, Nikishimeva, Peradova, Happy, Barbalova, Chubo, Chikidi, Meroda de Divlis. Pandavama, ai penavtate, dema e vorba. E vorba tuta, sapamucu. Saro soldatul, e vorba pendan, ales kisluga sasti. E vorba pendan, era clogi muștili, e vorba pendan, ai pagucilo, pai care mor. E vorba pendan, ci tu burbut. Ai e vorba tu bulagi samara compania. Ai mea la gudea vorba cataroda, ai anam la cangeriami. Ai mea na ca de vorba le devreski, nane Bible, că Bible savo vecitola, that's religion. Ma so penelo del alta peschi vorba. Shun sosi. Kudos for revelation. Ai ca nașunele vorba e cangerii, de manuș, vitesina soale, e vorba să stiare. Vitesini chijime, e vorba radui. Vitesi perade, e vorba vazde. Vitesi bezehale, ade vorba le devreski si o duho, ca conventil la na lengo bezer. Ai mangel pe nighertimos. Apostolul bun, ca servitorul de beșel, ai te rode lo message. So that's so different between les deux kukula. Que les deux anti des message. O difference as que yek diklan, a yek chi diklan. So so different between yek duhosko sermon, I be duhosko. Que o duhosko sermon tu garagilan, I rodan dedicheso penelodel, au cavel rodat dedicheso penele manus. So acest pe plan pe pea. N-ai pea, plan s-am fertit. Numai penam facea, avem garajuas. Hai avem rodas în fațele de vrezi. Hai avem rodas cu dea vorba. Cai trubul. Ai na sijaras, te nașas, te penas sermen, bite na diclam. Muc de sicavel tu codel. Hai muc penas aro Cristo. So mea gesterav, diclem ca muhotat. Diclam so pendau Paul. So mea gest penam tu minge, mea cadou solen catarodel, acest vulavav tu mența. Ai so penel la e cotor manho. So se o manho, e vorba. o mangole ceresc cu ponții cu Cristo, e vorba. Să vă peda acestele mic vorba catalogă. Adică că na, mungkin saya make them 5 minutes. 5 minutes dali. O David lel sama katarli bakrovei. Serentumi. A karelles odat. A penel leka kala manghe. A leka kala chirala. A ingerle ka chepral. A kai captain leketane. Condale somango. Odat. Anda kaske vas la o David omango. Katar peske pral. Katar peske servant. Katar peske shepherd. Kaisas lesa. No. Odat dale somango, pastor. Ai vit tutru multe le somango. Katar chodat. Omango trubule vorba telesla. Katar chodat. Anda leske vas. Trubultele se vorba. Ai penel că dales vi ciral. Janem să reprezentil ciral. O ciral țițut. Ai andran țuți vitamin, calcium, cai del zor. Pașunț o penel. O mango deles calcal. Au ciral deles ca captain. Janes consul captain, o pastor. Așuna hana. Cai cangeri de profesia. Mug del du model paciunui. Să te genecamente del du model paciunui. Ce cam este del du model paciunui? E cam apte del du model paciunui. Mug te del du model paciunui. Dec mango. Cai sas leske pral pastor. Ande cingar, ano trobolo, ande avela sogalae pelende, ano marimos. Jenger mango. Ca ce pral ca se ne cingar, ane duc, ane la soano, ane casu. Au ciral, îngernes ca pastor. Che sa cana, a mea naș ciral le pastoromne. Sostar te zuriamo, telen calcium, telen zor, ai amet cu tegeras, ai șun so că da, la lui bach, ai o bach ca ne caste șudau bach, andel pram, caste ne caste șudau bach, ando captain, no, ande caste ando dușmanul șudau bach. Bajanes so că rasa mele pastorului, las perdo bach, peras între posocea, da babas ca cangeri că parion, amare posocea ca taleba, ai țas la mine ca ba! Ba! Șudas, te șudas, sistem de șudas vorba, șudas bach pentru cristianului. Ducavaz de vorbența. Ai amicitul cu două. Amele servitorurile de vlesche, sarotevi, lao manho catar pescodal, lao ciral catar pescodal, hai ingerdales ca pesche pral, ca sasa ne cingara no problemo, dale manho, ca captain dale o ciral, hai o ba, ca navilo dușmanul penales che, galaya, tu aveți pe mande, sapiența, barmența, cam este hazba, noma mea vau pe tute, andanavle de vesco, peravau cizor, ai saso modicherdan, in Jesus name, amei tu multe peravas le dușmanoschi buci, ai te vazdas la cangeria, te vazdas le pastoron, te deran de duho, ai te luzuti, ai te paravin, o anavle de vesco, rodele de vest, rodek message, inger praho, ai inger ciral, ca cepral, ai ca cionarodo, andanavle Christosco, God bless you. Hallelujah. Pastor.
Hallelujah. Magafte besem gerecht wird sei dachte mir 5 minutes Ivan. Koliko časa nam je? Ja. Good. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Oh, cum dați duma catat la vorba. Good pastors, teachers, avem ai nene vorba catacado pulpit. Jean Carai sit to desk. Ai? Avai cam toți ce bucui de cines. Am the swako rasai, I'm the swako teacher, sit as it's kafinika beso. De ramo so descoșăm. But ca să vor asai, ai ca să vor sluga, să rezultare.
ko message daw pe katao tari, na katao desk. O mavaro kon sa evel postrito, ay ramot ko sermon katay kacha desk. But nai varo kon kay sa evel pipis kachanga o message katarodil. The message comes from the floor, not from the table. Asunenma, the more you're on your knees, the easier it is to hear God's voice. That time it becomes public. But mula after sa dumat sa about socialism and the school and in New York, plagiarism. For those $400 word. Plagiarism. Janeso minope e what about plagiarism? Huh?
Choren.
E what about plagiarism? Minope kidnap. Janes? The word plagiarism means kidnap. When you take from what don't belong to you and take it for yourself. Asundan? Kanalesu Kavreski message. Kainai Chiro. Asundan pe television. Asundan po radio. Declan pe computer. Ailan tuka. Ai vilan ai pendal no modelo porba tidav. For those spiritual kidnap. I am sorry to say, Budwon Karangodo. I night wrong de Karasa, de Lesa Tsugutsa Kata Kavrasti, Numa, de Peneza Menga, Asunim Katao Stevo, by Katao Sani, by Katao Douglas, Kada Won, Asunsal Pendil Won, Godon I buy. But the Adestu Kate, the Les Lengo Divano, I can chose the Mamba, for those spiritual kidnapping. I jamais me Godel on the Pesquiborba Pendas that he's against us. Did you know that? Huh? Odell is against the Penestu Borba. I make that of the Penabla. As soon as the Ditsa penalty. And Jeremiah 23, 29, and 30. Is not my word like fire, declares the Lord, and like a hammer that breaks the rock in pieces? Therefore, behold, I am against the pastors, declares the Lord, who steals my words from one another. That kidnap other people's words and say, this is the message. So, kachapukwa, Kardama man di New York, ay magaktilin to me, Lashado Shawa, Chris, where are they? Can I read those days? Or you could give him now, Shawa, problem. Brian, the plagiarism ones. Then called Shawa, Kakos very important, so Kaimos, pastor, teacher, lend to me, my deacon. Jean Poredio, os students of Penemo, I put me. God told me, I checked watching with that watch. Nick, I was still, there you go. They called Douglas. Or, Manda kate kanglio shabon ko janjaro show. Yeah. Paulo Jimmy Canado prosute daftumeno kaver pretext and context to Sichon Kachapuchi, which is very important. Okay. kaçak olan Sonny Badil.
Darla. So, arăcit dau tatuaje so.
Okay, Pastor, Tata.
It's freezing, Sonny. It's freezing. It's freezing. It's too hot. It's too cold.
Please, you guys don't want to.
Yeah, you can't make us happy.
Arachi 700 degrees Celsius. I can now frozen silent. Chicago. Try in the middle someplace, in the middle. Avem quasi un minuto. Am mai avut giză mea. Am ascultat de la ajută. Amen. Am rodat, Abazam la tu orice și vezi cu namul Cristo. Mag dacă mga naisis ka pala ka chabreme ke denene mudate avaz chitinie ne tan. Te karash chini buchi devla. Te asunas chi borba. Te golavas chi borba podacho. Kana devla letu nangla. Swako borba ke mutav na mekte no manda. No matairo katar chudan. Prepare our hearts to make a marilea jiz to be good soil to receive the seed of all the word that you have there for us. And let it produce fruit that will bring glory, honor, and praise to your name. In Jesus' name, Zabahomotaz. Amen and amen. I'm going to adopt a minute personal testimony. May barilema ni kangari pretty much the majority of my life. At the age of 10 years old, Bulgilev, 1981, 1982. I bud vreme sama za nikangri, numa kanasarik da no manus e barioza nikangri. Just because barilana nikangri doesn't mean ka barioza manus model. Well, I was the epitome of that. Barilema nikangri, jamnem sao zakono la kangarako. Numa chachimos nazman ek relationship. And it is in the year of 1998, in Houston, Texas. Dui manus kaisa baro influence in Mogodrao. So I was Pastor Uncle Nick, now Pastor Nick Mitchell. So now delpin in Wilo, the Garanik men's retreat. I kade samara jinen sale shawagan le maikernen to be part of this retreat. I megalam, usasa local, we went, uni jine from out of town. Megalam, it was just an opportunity to not cause a couple of days, a good reason not to be home. Anikolai just saw I saw the little retreat, when le jine kai samas kutsa, everyone who was ever there can give you a testimony. I say mo to me. It was a life-changing experience. And Pastor Boko was there also. Yes, absolutely. And Nikolai Sakai Samas on a time. Harandam ek nevimos katarodel, sumos katarodel kai soha ne marabar sachi harandam. All the years growing up in church, all the years being around Christianity, this was different. This was something special, unique. It was a modern day Pentecost. And what happened was, we came into a relationship with Jesus that we never had before. And those days, 1998, August 10th and 11th, I'll never forget the days, my life was changed. And I was never the same again. And that was almost 20 years ago. And since then, something happened to me. So that I never had before. So that I never experienced before. And it's the word compassion. O del to da ane mo ilo e kerimos on the manus. And I never had this before. It was foreign to me. Le manus kay janen man, misamas gratsa manus. Bottom line, that's what it was. Gratsa manus. Really and truly, not changed very much, Pastor. Really and truly, chikiri was on the manus. Not mga mila na yun. Chikiri was on the kanikasti. Ginibas man ka may barito misamas may katar kaverjini. May gojaver ginibas man may katar kaverjini. Dikhavas telepe manus. Asunavas prami pa manus ay Shia malas bueno. Numa kolaja sakay samas ka retreat. I mean I'm karon the retreat. I just ke kangri. I sarameras de jene o prote o jimpi na me chikaravas buchini kangri. I veras de honte o jimpi e di khavas pelende. Era ravas de niduk. Sarivas te rovava na Roma, sarivas te itme te hujim andalende, te postiva andalende. Why do I feel this way, Lord? I didn't understand. Why do I care? This is not me. I'm not supposed to care. And later on, I found out the reason why is not because something I was doing. O Sfântul Duhul Eternesc, care carot manus te servirles, o Sfântul Duhul Eternesc, tolcodo, que limosa de l'escuilo. Told supernatural care, supernatural compassion, o del tol ane manusanga ile kaya karale te serviles. Chijang nem kodo, numa later on I found out. And I started to serve the Lord. I so deme pogor. Es karamanusa akardote karoli buchili deveski in any capacity. Not ferri teves kay pulpit, not ferri teves prechitori, not ferri teves pastor. And es swako buchi kay karol turodil te karas deska. Pur vugila kay trupul tevel ane chutrayo. So te kiris anda devleska manus.
That's right.
Kiris. Because it doesn't matter sodi janes. It doesn't matter sodi te gojaversan. It doesn't matter sodi scripture janes. It doesn't matter sodi te sukar jilabes. It doesn't matter che fellow manusan. Te chicha ches kiriza na manus so menilpe chibuchi. Because you're doing it for selfish reasons. You're doing it for your own glory. You're doing it for your own purpose if it's not for the people of God. Amen. And that's all got to come out of compassion and care. Ai pringiato, caro manus servitori, caroli buci, ai ciccia ces kirila da devleska manus. Do I have a witness to that, church? It shows. It shows le manus di kan. And there's an old saying, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Sabes o mai lasciò pricitori. E tina che isla manus che pricios lenga, ci vorbi ci minil pe kanchi. They fall on deaf ears. Numa te chacheste che risa na manus, te chacheste veltu kanda jene che pricios lenga. Sai pricios lenga mai zuralo divano. And because it's done with care and compassion, asvensa, those people will receive whatever you have to say.
That's right.
Because they know you care.
Yep.
Putiva raven manus e pricion durale divano le manganze de momui. Că janesc că ceea ce cerința prineau pastor și de bachane and ijni. And that happens too. And my fellow servants of the Lord, I'm just telling you this from my heart. We need to make sure that before we get behind a pulpit to preach any message to anybody, we need to care about the people we're preaching to. We need to care about them. Like they're our own babies, like they're our own children. I'm going to try not to take too long, I promise. Not like yesterday, even though it's nice and comfortable here today. I'll keep it short. I want to talk about a man who cared. If manus ani Bible kay kiri sarada. And when a person really cares, when he cares, God can do abundant things with that person. O del se karo bara bucha ne manusa sa kachaches kiril anda manus. Kako manus pushal Nehemiah. He was a man who cared. 580 years before Jesus, the Babylonians attacked Jerusalem, destroyed most of the city, took the Israelites into captivity. After a while, Babylonian was overtaken by the Persians. After 70 years of captivity, Persian government started allowing some of them to go back to their town, to go back to Jerusalem. Baruni and Alende stood behind with the Persian Empire. Garjile kutol Alende, uni gladi akarjile ikutsa, barire ikutsa. Chijanena is anything different. I uni gane papre. Hagako manus Nehemiah ma paro pachamos. Because it was 70 years gonna pay, most likely kako manus Nehemiah barilo in Persia. Kako manus Nehemiah became the king's right-hand man. He was the cupbearer to the king. Atiles ko abuchi Musa iteavezek manus is trustworthy. Not anyone could have this job to be the butler to the king, the right-hand man to the king was a cupbearer. And in Nehemiah chapter 1, go to the first thing. A man who cares. Number one. If you're a man who cares, you're a man who asks. If you're a man who cares, you're a man who asks. Chapter 1, verse 1 to 3. In late autumn, in the month of Kislev, in the 20th year of King Artaxerxes' reign, I was at the fortress of Susa. Hanani, one of my brothers, came to visit me with some other men who just arrived from Judah. I asked them about the Jews who had returned there from the captivity and how things were going in Jerusalem. They said to me, things are going well for those who return. They said to me, things are not going well for those who return to the province of Judah. They are in great trouble and disgrace. The wall of Jerusalem has been torn down. The gates have been destroyed by fire. O Nehemiah, ajukaret even papeles kapral anda Jerusalem. Galete rikan so jalpe anotem ay vile papele. A purvo jela ka kanao Nehemiah galona sloka tar peskopral galay pushdares so jalpe. What's going on? What's happening back home? Sarsa amarotem, sarsa amaroforo, sarsa amarajene. He asked with a concern, with a care. First and foremost, when you care, you ask. You ask. Aniklaja sa, bud manus have lost that care. They lost the care because they don't even ask anymore. Bud pastors, bud rasa, bud servitore are afraid to even ask. We don't even want to ask the people anymore, how are they? We don't want to even ask the people, so jalpe, mascarlende, so jalpe, anjichi familia, sarchichi shave, sarchichi glati. So jal, we don't even want to ask because daraska de pushas penena minelego. And now we have this information, we got to do something about it. So my niece don't chill and push us. Says karate omega, yeah, niece no don't keep praise Lord, hallelujah. That's all you mensa. I chill mga besal put for the one nensa. Can I think the dragon did not do nensa because they're gonna pour out their hearts to us that we don't want to hear because we got our own problems. So we don't even ask. I still put Janeka pushan. But for the wrong reasons. Mga lenggor for gossip purposes, for information, just to have something to talk about. Fellow servants of the Lord, de acreditar de servicios, we have to care to ask. We have to ask. And be concerned. Apsona kau amarotem, sarsa marjini, sarsa legine kai servizi. Bud manus pushan, but just in engor. I saw jalpe ane chiroforo. I saw jalpe ane chiri kangari. Ferriti asunas nasu. To make ourselves feel better about ourselves. You know what the Word of God says? The Bible says, mourn with those who mourn. And it also says, rejoice with those who rejoice. Amen. Kanasunas, varasonasu, bavarakaste, turbuliemi terovazensa. Ai kanasunas, varasomistimos, bavarakaste, iemi turbuti luvudizle devlezlensa. Because Balasa Manus, they really care. And then number 2, second thing, a man who cares. A man who cares prays. A man who really cares prays. Chapter 1, verse 4. When I heard this, I sat down and wept. In fact, for days I mourned, fasted and prayed to the God of heaven. Purvo jela ka kadani amaya kana sunai vaste choga pa pescotem pa jene. Purvo jela ka kada todape pe changa ai hujisailo kadel. Hujisailo ai postisarda anda pescajene anda pescotem. He heard the condition that the people were in and he took it personal. Fellow servants of the Lord, we need to take every situation, every heartache personal. Personal. Odel todale telamarovaz. Odel todale telamaro care. And the same way, tu hojisto anda chaglati, trobul karate hojisto anda manuska tura odel telechavaz. In the Old Testament, orasai kanajalas in the presence of God. Piravelas befescocolinic ephod, and the ephod were the 12 stones, right, Pastor? The 12 stones representing the 12 tribes of Israel. And Kanajalas won presence de Devesco. What would go first before he would go? So Jalas Manuel before Tijal wo. The 12 tribes Jalas Angalesti. I'm going to call Yemi Kanajalas presence de Devesco. The needs of our people before the presence of God. But on the Monday, we go before God and we give God a list of all of our needs. And then maybe at the end of our prayer, no, let me share this with you. I found this out the hard way. Before Tazamen, Karasan server and Chachiskiris and the Descamarus. That's what we need to do. Amen. Amen. And that's what we need to do. We need to pray. My question is this. My question is this today. And this is something I'm sharing out of personal conviction also. How often do we spend time with God in prayer for our people? For our people. Te tazamara jenen an ladel. Ai chacheste postis ai te hujizeme an amaro manus. How often do we do this?
If we do.
If we do it. What does Ivano Jimmy? If we do it. If our churches are weak, if our people are falling away, if our people are unfaithful, if our people are disobedient, ask yourself a question, Pastor. Are you doing your job? Are you praying and interceding for the people? Are you standing in a gap for them? Maybe we need to do that a little bit more often. But Nehemiah did. He prayed. And he took it to heart. And then he asked, he prayed, and then number 3. The next one, please. He acts. Or acted. He acted. Nas dosta ko hujisalo, nas dosta ka ferni pushla, no ma ikerda. He acted. To next scripture. Early the following spring in the month of Nisan, during the 20th year of King Alexerxes' reign, I was serving the king his wine. I had never before appeared sad in his presence, so the king asked me, "Why are you looking so sad? You don't look sick to me. You must be deeply troubled." Then I was terrified, but I replied, "Live long the king. Can I not be sad? For the city where my ancestors are buried is in ruin, and the gates that have been destroyed by fire." The king asked, "Well, how can I help you?" With a prayer to the God of heaven, I replied, "If it pleases the king, and if you are pleased with me, your servant, send me to Judah to rebuild the city where my ancestors are buried." He didn't just ask. He didn't just pray about it. But he had a compassion and a care to go. To go. Asuneso volopian epescoforo. Hujisailo andajela. And then he put his feet to it and he went. Please listen to me, servant of the Lord. We have made this our mission field. Instagram has become our mission field. Dosta menga tejas po ggcc TV, which I love. Besas palay mari desk, Taza mari gafa, mari soda, taza maro ham and cheese sandwich, patraza mari Bible, Jinazic scripture, Wujiza me a couple of prayers. I got that. We did our job. Ajaska mari kangri, taza maro suta, mari posa. We get behind our pulpit and we're good. We're doing our job. Naikodo mission field. Naikodo mission field. Exactly. No, you have to go. I have to go. We have to roll up our sleeves. We have to get our hands dirty. We have to go. We have to get in the car and go to the people. We have to visit them. Let me share this, please. Jesus never told the people, come to church. He never said that. Jesus told the church to go to the people. We need to start going. Jesus never told the people, go to church. He told the church, go to the people. Amém, trebuie de jasca sotem. Amém, trebuie de jasca selemanus. So put manus de nas faleka is spiritually. Na nine is what the amen kai kangari. Amém, kai some the spiritual sabushan kula, kai ambulances, sabushan kula. Paramedics, spiritual paramedic. A spiritual paramedic goes where the sick people is and goes and ministers to them where they are. And what does a paramedic do? He puts them in an ambulance and he brings them to the hospital. Well, if the church is a hospital, we need to start bringing the people back to the hospital. They can't come on their own. We gotta go get them. Amém, trebuie de jasca so otem. Nehemiah golo.
The paramedics are in the hospital.
Paramedics are in the hospital, right? We have to go. So golo Nehemiah, he went. Now, Deacon Nehemiah, catch this. There's enough to put Peremelium, but I'm going to stop here in a few minutes. Nehemiah was in a beautiful place. He was in a palace. He was the side man to the king of Persia. He was living in a palace. Sakophalos says this. Chitropul is country. But Metlapis ko Barbanimuz, Metlak saw in the beauty. He left all the beauty that he had. They shall not attempt to go to Jerusalem where the walls are falling down, where the people are in ruins, where it's scary, where it's deadly. Metlak saw, I go. Good point. I mean, Putivar Tudno, I mean, the Jaz around the corner, like Manus Ganani Kangarite drink would go. They know where the church is at.
Shoot him a text.
If that. They know where the church is at. They know where the church is at. That's something that we say all the time. You'll never use those words. You'll never use those words if you truly care. Because if you care, you will go. You will go. And look what happened because he went. Nehemiah 6:15. So on October 2, the wall was finished, just 52 days after we had begun. Then our enemies and the surrounding nations heard about it. They were frightened and humiliated. They realized this work had been done with the help of our God. In 52 days, mighty Buchi, the city of Jerusalem was restored. The walls were rebuilt. Why? Because a man cared to go. Cared to go. That's what God did. You know, God was doing something. He was restoring and rebuilding the city of Jerusalem for a reason. Because his son was going to be born. His son was coming. So Musa says, "Devil gata o foro le devlesko tisayel lesposhav." God wants to prepare this city, our city, for the second coming of his son Jesus. We need to start getting. We just need to start getting ready for that too. And I end here. Moses cared, and he delivered Israel from Egypt. David cared, and he faced Goliath, defeated him, and saved Israel's army. Paul cared and preached the gospel to all the Gentiles. And Jesus cared. He left heaven, became a man, died on the cross so that you and I can be saved today. There's great work that can be done with a man who cares. I'm only one person. One's enough. One's enough. One's enough, and then you got God on your side, there's nothing you can do. We need to care also. Amen?
Hallelujah. I've been hearing all since the last few months. Maybe they burst by doing some Penen pastors. They know where the church is at. Let them come. Shame on you. If you have Asunenso Penaftalinga. Isaac, this is on speed watching. Listen to me very well. The Avila mentality, they know where the church is. Hulitele Pachotana, Deles Vara Castells, Kajanel Satejal Palotemre de Vresco. Any pastor that says that should not be on the pulpit. God has nothing to do with me being a pastor. It has to do with Odevleska Bakra, Chasarde. That's why I told us to Rodel Rasai, de Jas Palalene, de Nakarastu Kanav. He don't need you. He put you here to care for his sheep. Jimmy, God bless you.
Amen.
Very, very good. Let's wake up. City of Los Angeles, I cheap enough to make a fair. I point this to me all the time. I've been woman in New York, Kandre, they can book home. Churches, they can start salon, pound salon, me alone. And there shouldn't be. Wow. I measure Kara, I worry him very much. Because after thinking about it, 9 and 10% of all Wonkas in New York. unfailing. Shabugale, God gave us a commandment. Workers are sunet to mara kangara chi to mute avel yek nangos skamin chi besan in Indiana. And no disrespect to Indiana. Tonight I was so penaf tonight would home. And in Los Angeles it is me home. And the Los Angeles to po panja pesova pe fasala home and the kangari. Every church. Sarsazarchi. Every church, Douglas Ponsov Salagom to Bultevintamin, and that's not good, but it's all right. Michael, Star Ponsalagom, Sonny, Stevie's. We need to, something's wrong. Could it be Kachimajas? You see, on the Kakalali Laka Sikadavtumin, pretext and context, God only honors His word and nothing else. What about? If I'm ready to mirabakana, let's say Kasani, I'm ready to die. I got a few minutes, right? Very important word. Pastor Jacques Coté. Naitumigo go the la important word. Ab man lot is altar Jesus on the while, Warta Pojeska, Vilo Pauper, and now Penel, Pescalas Warbi. Janes Osas, Sabo Gaginko Christos, Calas Warbi Sas, Potrusu, Yertisar, and Nas Gondalagas Calas Warbi. Les Calas Warbi Sas Peplain, Penada the Jean. Jean, na besan kara, na daran. Jean kalwominga kara, Jean kalwominga spitaria. Ka spitari, musa emiga te just kadena me polajak te kaklam. But when's the last time galanka drabarnes koka? When's the last time galanka womingo ka? When's the last time galanka non-Christian? Это соси школа. Wakes you up. And the moral comfort zone sound. Oh, you jump on the company Sunday. I afterwards just got dinner with the pastor, and then let everybody else go to hell. I could have and before you know it, Nakle, this buzz, I saw a Chilanka, ye couple Mr. I hate Bilbo. Meron o home chijanen le devles. So diva na home the chikangri de star shon. I get a heart to put the just polarist. Oh, so you find the del warba. Janen kai kangri de bisbos down the dill. Something is wrong. When there's an empty chair in Los Angeles, something is wrong. When there's an empty church in Staten Island, something is wrong. Tipamande dato. More salary. O del pocinoma, gianesto o detto. Huh? Ci pocinoma te già fai mo. Most pastors on the my bujanen kai mo, de sapendo bakanga kara. O bakanga kara soga chi come. I'll need my markers every day. Pinasaki. Swako mol janen, swako sale janen, swako duchano janen. Ai tomorrow will culture janas. So, on Matthew 28, anem mga Bible te shinabo do chapter avli. Te name ginastis. Că kana ginastis adel crispe mele, că chikaras. Rasaya. Te yertot kodel te nam karasa kako. I did so my penaftu. On the Swapo Kangari to Multavel evangelistic team, deja în svako curko kalpomengo kar. Barim duaro curko dejas avri. Tuesday and Saturday. Te avem o vom kai kangri te dal de gojipari. Te ngrash gilan do pomengo kara. Ce pendazodel ce dine amran godenengo păgă kainena migo la și asta. Pendazodel ce bahtale godenengo păgă kainen în numără kraine ne asta la ce. Rala de gusti rala. Mikol pen. Let's go. Musete cărăz revival te avem un cangre perdu. Musete te avem para conformarea ta. Amin de cana avem un șalva. Da, le noastre mucizăm în parking lot. That what it takes. Tayo lavul de blescu. Ai n-ai un comentii dos. Amaritos. Mentes cote de traiotului de opal. Cote mentes.
Pastor Stevie ieri acasă merg doar de la terasă buci.
Canalestu palau de blescu vorba del să anglatute. Cana ce cărăzol de blescu vorba? Da? Commandment sas. It was a commandment. Janeso bushalkotu divana. The Great Commission. Jan. Mangafte and Dilbut Kako. When's the last time Galan? When's the last time? Am stivi ci să merasai. Ci pendazo del fendirasai te vezi. San Pachaștut. It's not the pastor, Jean. As a matter of fact, I'm not talking about it. O pastor, ci trubulte, Jean. O pastor, trubulte, beson cărăte ginel. Ai te hugil. Ai tumit trubulte, Jean. Svako spitari, nu se te jalo pastor. Svako gomez kokar, nu se te jalo rasai. Svako problem, nu se rasai. Ando budena iles kanchi pe kako altari. Ando konem meren bokatari kangri. Că tu mergi când tu mari buci. Ephesians 4:11, pe la mine. The reason that's what the apostle, prophet, evangelist, pastor, and teacher, te barera o congregation, te sucion s-ar te cărăm ca la buceal. Barame ci să ceardăm amara bacrăm canci. Să ceardăm de te dena men baro respecto, ai te uzit pe sa pe men. Amari buci sunt să cearas tu men, sar te cărăne buci, ai amete besas palau, te buciz, ai te stariz, ai te dazo malo, ai te descote. Bodeasă-i bucil cameraki. Teach your people. N-ai oma de camri, n-ai mistote narodenles. Ai mei de fapt bezi sunt de rod, că păstraf, ce dicav, dar ce li buci sunt dedicăți? Ce li buci sunt dedicăți? Pastor, n-ascultarea de camri. Uită-le, o pastor, mi buciza mea, Jac ales cocăr. Pastor, n-ascultarea asta, de camri, Jac. Eta să buci. I believe it or not, Penjole Kangari, or Reverend Chinaman on the South Korea. On the South Korea. Stari sabdas buiei gajența. Janes? Ai stari sabdas buiei gajența, star gaje, ofto gaje, star vordes gaje, Janes? Ai Uzo barilo, sani, de fapt baro, uzo dui sala jenei, ai naite te toli. Jana sute kara, bildiv kaver kangri. Bildi sante kaver kangri, ai stari sante jan, kalgajen kara, kalgajen kara, kalgajen kara, kalgajen kara, ai uzo pergi litrin mi. Sante kara, mane, palite bildi kaver, ora bildi sante kangri pe dezni. Tode pe gare kalgomman kara, kalgajen kara, eto pergi li dezni. Çani mı? Dobi doldu mu? Miau. Dezmi. Ora janaf să te craftă, dar stimem tavca, el camberi. Ora, tu ai tu. Jane cărăna de lângă căra Bible studies. Rentumine aan de gekker in deze zin. Toen wij toen, Jean de Kukoka, had een Bible study, deze Spanjenen. Toen wij toen, Jean had een Bible study, doe je bij deze Spanjenen. And before you know it, Akanasa Kakakogajo, 4 million members. Amen, Astiana Stara Woman. De Karasa Maribuchi, Chiro does 4 million. Rodas de Nagodiet Nagoskami. Janem Sosta. But that's what God expects. Make an optimal why. Make document, she document may pretext and feel good. Make document context. God don't want the church empty. You want me to tell you why? Penda jana no foro. Go on the highways and byways. I am in and walk I pen and walk up. God wants a full house. Empty chairs don't give God glory. A full house. But that only there is. And when you don't fill the house of the Lord, 2 choras let's go glory. Did you get that? The lazy son. Every mole you know. You don't know the house of your sheep. God bless you, Samuel.
Amen. God bless everyone.
Can you guys hear me without the mic?
Amen. Want me to slow it a little bit?
No, I think I'm good without the mic.
Amen.
Isaac, can you hear me?
For the Instagram and the YouTube, Pastor.
Okay, you just something about Isaac, I'm sorry. All right, we're back on. Pastor Jimmy, great job. All glory goes to God. I think that was absolutely fabulous. I want to thank the Lord for you. Thank the Lord for the ministry. Thank God for giving me the opportunity to share a word with God's people. God never makes a mistake, churches. Jimmy talked about how he grew up in the church and he didn't have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. He had churchianity. He had a relationship with everything else except God. And I'm going to show you through Scripture a tragedy in the Bible. Churches, this is probably one of the saddest stories in the Bible. And it's not in here because God didn't have anything else better to do. I would pray there was many more servants in the church. But you know what the truth of the matter is? God is a God of ordained timing. I know you guys heard a couple of messages. You're probably getting a little weary, a little tired. But if you stay focused on this, God's going to give you a little something to take home. This message is a warning for the servants of the church. This message is a warning to show you that a man of God could be so influential and so powerful and in the inner loop of the circle of people and then lost it all. Are you ready? Thank you, Jesus. Samarodaka Samavaya. Samgata Sunash Chiwabam Model. Chichish Chiwaban Trial. Skabil Model Buzero Model. It brings encouragement, Model. Most of all, it delivers your people. Ganam Model, encourage your sons that are here. Lord, I rebuke any spirit of slumber right now or anything a little tired, we're a little worried. We've been hearing beautiful messages. We've been eating, Model. We've been worshiping. But Lord, arise your sons right now in the spirit. Let their attention be full on you. And let your will be done. In Jesus' name, for the glory of God. All God's children say, amen. Okay, I won't keep you as long. I'm going to keep this as quick and soon as possible. First scripture, I'm going to go real quick. 10, 15 minutes tops. If you think you are standing strong, be careful not to what? Be careful not to fall. For those you know that is serving in the church and is helping the pastor, and he's the communion man, and he's the elder, and he's the head this and the head that. I hate the title head. There should be no head idol in the title in the church. Jesus is the head of the church. I'm the head communion server. I'm the head usher. I'm the head. You're the head nothing. You're a dumb. You got full of pride. Arată conspiracy. Don't be the head of anything. You got to pick up a paper, pick up the paper. You got to clean the floor, clean the floor. You got to serve communion, serve communion. Not my put there, boro divano, I'm this and I'm that. Don't be nobody. Be a silent voice in the church. Question I want to ask everybody is, are you serving for this world or are you serving for the kingdom? Can I say it again real quick? Why do you serve? Do you serve to be seen? In other words, are you serving to be seen or that His life might be seen through you? Why do you serve? Go to the first scripture. Grace and spiritual blessing be to you, and soul peace from God, the Father, and our Lord Jesus Christ, who? The Messiah, who yielded Himself up to atone for what? Our sins. And to save and to do what, church? Sanctify us. Who's the servant in here? Let me see a hand. Got a lot of servants here. To sanctify. Does anybody know what sanctify means? To set apart. Desligati. What about? Would you like to see who you guys are supposed to be? Are you listening? This is really good. Pastor Sonny, can I touch the communion tray? Yes, you can. This is what? Communion tray. This communion tray has been sanctified for one specific purpose. And that is to serve communion to God's people. It is sanctified, placed upon the altar of God for one specific purpose and one specific purpose alone, and that is to serve God's people. Can you catch that? Very simple, not very theologian.
Is it meant to be used for anything else? Could you try it?
It is meant to have one specific purpose, to serve God. You have one specific purpose, and that is to serve God's people. But what we do is once in a while, we'll take the communion tray and we'll put chili in it. Junalo divan, right? Pretty bad. Well, this is what we do. How do we put chili in the communion tray? Ganavel barimatza when we serve. Ganavel unforgiveness when we serve. When we backbite our brothers and congregation members. When we talk about our minister. When we talk about the ministry. Instead of being a servant that looks so beautiful and sanctified, we put a little chili in there. Because nobody would want chili out of the communion. We would run out of the church to the Philadelphia. Well, this is what we give to people when we're working against the Spirit of God. Amen? Okay, that's what then. And no, Jesus came to save us, sanctify us, in order to rescue and deliver us from the present wicked age and world order. I never even knew that word was in the Amplified. World order. You see, how many of you know that this world is an evil place? Chaches evil. Did you know that the world was evil? He's come to save us from this wicked and world order. What's world order, Jimmy Miller? Would you like to know? Okay. The world system has been carefully planned out many, many years ago, and it has one specific purpose. It is to draw men out of the church, out of their servantship, out of their love for God, and to fall in love with the world. You see, Satan is going to be very, very crafty. His goal is very simple, that somehow, some way, that he'll make you fall in love with this world. The desires for the applause, the desires for the lumia chupucha, for the desires, the things against the will of God.
How do we overcome? I'm just laying a little foundation and we're going to go. How do we overcome someone who's desiring the world? How? I'm going to get to that point in a second. Amen? I know you're tired, and Jimmy preached a great message, and we got Jimmy Miller coming up, and Pastor Steve is doing a good job. I just want to try to fill this in, but it's very, very important. I want to talk about one of the biggest tragedies in the Bible. Now, remember, what we're talking about here is a servant. And I want to talk to you about how the world system makes you fall in love with the world. How did that? Okay. Caesar, are you listening back there? You're an elder of the church. What time? Listen to this message, man. Let's view. Go to the next scripture. Oh, that's it. You're there, guys. No, go back. Colossians 4:14. Luke, the beloved doctor, sends his greetings, and so does Demas. So we get, the first time we hear about this guy is in Colossians, and his name is Demas. Oh, big deal. He's with Luke. He's writing the book, and then I'm with Demas, and he sends his love to him. Beautiful. I'm not going to pronounce that first name. And no. Sa? Epaphras. Epaphras, my fellow prisoner in Jesus Christ, sends you his greetings. So do Mark, I'm not going to pronounce that guy's name, Demas, and Luke, my co-workers. And what about co-workers? You know, it implies that two people are working together as partners. Kakoka e Joe was partners with Mark, with Luke, and with Paul. This guy Joe Demas was with men of God that wrote 16 books out of the Bible, Jimmy. This guy Joe Demas was with Paul. Kanapidao, Haggadah Deviski Guchiana Kangira, Vasi Sadak Kangira. He was with him every step of the way. This guy Joe Paul was with Luke. This guy Joe Paul, Kakoga Joe Demas, is with Mark, who wrote the gospel. Do you realize that this guy Joe, what kind of influence this man had? Does anybody know the story about this guy Joe or no? Let me see a hand. Who knows the whole story about this guy Joe? Nobody. Okay, you're going to find out. Do you know that this guy Joe very possibly could have had a book of the Bible? The book of Demas? It's not impossible. He's with the guys who wrote the Bible. He ain't lying. They're really with him. And Paul doesn't call him, he's my little friend. Because yeah, he helps the church. He's a communion server. He's a head usher. No, he's my co-worker. He's my partner. This guy Joe is involved seriously in the ministry. He's seen the miracles. He's seen the healings. He's being involved. He makes the decisions of the church. Can you understand that? This guy Joe makes the decisions in treasury, in finances. And I don't care about pretext, context. It's the truth. This guy is a major player in the ministry. Devlikano Gejo. Amen? Okay. He's a co-worker. Now go to the next verse. About 5 minutes more, we're going to end. For Demas had forsaken me, having loved this present world, and has departed to Thessalonica. And you never hear from him again. No one ever talks about this guy ever again. This is the biggest tragedy in the Bible. A gajon that was walking and involved in the ministry, in the church, guys that are writing the gospel, guys that are writing the books of Acts, guys that are writing the book of Romans, they're blocked. In churches, because he loved this present world. What goes on here? Dragosas that he forsake. And what about forsake means? To totally abandon, utterly forsake, and leave behind. You could say whatever you want and add your own opinion on why Demas totally forsaken. You could add it and say why he left and what he loved. And well, he loved the lust of the world. He loved this, he loved that. It doesn't really matter. What matters is he left. And Paul saw this, that he loved the world more than he loved God. This scripture, always remember, 2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 10. This scripture is a warning sign, is a warning for each and every beautiful man, each and every servant of the Lord, that if it could happen to a man that literally walked with these gégés, that were the power, where they would walk in the shadows, would heal people, it could happen to men of God, like you and like me. So what's the biggest misconception? Asunen, what's the biggest misconception when a servant leaves the church? Would you like to know? Well, every time you see someone at servant that you right? You know what he says? Oh yeah, I'm not in the church anymore. Yeah, I'm not serving anymore. No, you didn't leave your church. No, you didn't leave your position. You left the honor that God gave you to serve. You've got to understand. I don't know who I'm talking to right now, but you've got to understand that this is not a game. This is not to look glamorous. This is nothing to joke about. God has given you the highest calling in the world. Asunem. This is not to look good. This is not to just turn it off and turn it on when you want. When you hear a good message, you love it, and when you don't hear a good message, you turn it off. This is for life. God has handpicked you. God has chosen you. A Bible mokolenga in Acts chapter 28 verse 20, that is the Holy Spirit who ordains and anoints you to be for service. It's the Holy Spirit who picked you. Jimmy, what church you work in? Choworo, Chonamo. He picked you because he had nobody else to pick. Chonamo, and that's it. What? How does it? He had nothing else. He only picked you because you're handsome, and no. A Bible told, read it, Acts chapter 28 verse 20. It's the Holy Spirit that appoints position. Odel to that duplessa. So who's ever a servant in this church, in the church, you are not here by accident. You are here because God has handpicked you to where you are. And you should never take that lightly, ever. Never take that lightly. You have the highest calling in the world.
What chapter you said it was Acts?
Acts chapter 28 verse 20, I believe, or 20:28. Could be, I think it's 20:28. I'm sorry. I'm out of order. Chachimos, we have the highest calling in the world. So Donald Trump, Ogejo Lesti Goji, so Ogejo, he can take one button, press the button, and blow up anybody he wants in this world. But you know what Donald Trump can do, Pastor Stefan? He can't save a soul from hell. Only men of God like you or me could do that. My Bible told, what would it profit a man to gain the whole world, yet lose his soul? This whole world is worth nothing to God. One soul is worth much, much more. Did you find that verse yet, Pastor? 20:28. It's the Holy Spirit that appoints positions. Do you got it? Read it.
I got it here. I got it ready. Yeah.
Be on guard for yourselves and for the flock, among which the Holy Spirit has made you overseers, to shepherd the church of God, which he purchased with his own blood.
So I'm here to tell you that God placed you where you are. Not meaning that you're insignificant or that you don't matter, because you do. But I'm getting ready to show you, Demas, he forsakes everything because he loved this present world more than he loved his serving the Lord. He loved the present world more than he loved God. So how do we overcome? What's the problem, earlier? How do we overcome the world order that makes you love this world, to love the things of this world? Do you know how? It's found in your personal relationship with Jesus. Palakodo, you serve. I'll soon in 5 minutes and we're done. 3 minutes. Are you listening? I'm not going to get there yet, Pastor. You see, I asked the Lord one time, Lord, and I mean this from my heart, I'm not exaggerating one bit. May Devla, why is it that you see beautiful men of God and they're on fire for the Lord and they're serving and they're with the pastor and they're serving and they're making decisions in the church and they're helping and they're on fire and they're involved and everything is great and he's with it and it's a good thing, and then boom, one little bad word, one little something, and you never hear from him again. And matter of fact, you'll see him maybe at a bar, you'll maybe see him in the casino or whatever it is. You hear he's never there. Would you like to know what God really told me, Chiches? You see, Penyama Model Kagasan, Pastor, he said, your question is exactly what needed to be said. Man, what are you talking about? Chiches, I'm not mine. I don't understand. You see, he had his relationship with the pastor. He had his relationship with the church. He had his relationship with the congregation. He had his relationship on being a part. But his relationship wasn't with me. You see, Demas fell in love with his work, but not for God. He fell in love with the work of God. Oh, he fell in love with the work of God, but not with God himself. He loved being with the pastor. He didn't spending time with God. He loved doing the work of God, but he didn't fall in love with God. I'm going to get there. You screwed my sermon. I said yesterday, Jimmy Miller, I said yesterday, without being filled with the Holy Spirit, you'll always go back fishing, remember? Because Satan will always tempt you to what God bring you from, out of. What? I'll soon end, 2 seconds more. Without a personal relationship with Jesus, no matter what your position is today as you serve, sooner or later, you will fall back in love with this evil world. If you don't have a relationship with God, I'll soon pass it. Just 2 seconds. I know we're getting tired. I stress this to the servants. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, if you're not turning to scriptures, if you're just in this to look good, and you're just in this to be with the pastor, and get the sideshow, and get the props with the chair in the front, and get the nice sandwich, and get the pat on your back, and then you paid a little this, and you do a little something, you are in this for the wrong reason. Because if you're not in this because you love God, then if you love the church more than you love God, or if you love the pastor more than you love God, or if you love your position more than you love God, then sooner or later you'll fall back into the world and you'll become a Demas. But if your relationship is with God and you're serving out of love, said Pinyao Pastor, out of compassion, I'm here to tell you that God will take you to places that only He could dream of. You could never dream of where God's going to get ready to take you. How long you been the pastor now? Yeah, year and a half. God ordained that time. Did you always know you was going to be a pastor? You did?
Since he was knee-high.
I told him he's going to be a pastor.
Since he was
Mike, you can't tell me you always thought you were going to be a pastor. I can't say that. I still don't know I'm a pastor. All right, we're ready to end. All right, guys, I'll swing in 2 seconds and we're out. Please, do not love this world nor the things it has to offer. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. And this is how we know that Demas didn't love God. Because you could say, well, how? He just left. Maybe he still served. Maybe he went to another church. Maybe he was in Staten Island and he went to Atlantic City. Demas. Not with him. Jimmy Miller. Come on, boy. Oh, Chachimos. He didn't love God because he was in love with the world. I'm here to tell you, and now here's the warning in the end. Asunen, if you don't get your personal relationship with God right, if you're not working on your relationship with God right now, you will fall back into the world. Jimmy Miller's getting mad because he thinks I'm taking too long to get this hair in his voice. Hallelujah. Guys, I give you my heart. Please, let's start reading the Word for ourselves. Let's start praying for ourselves. Let's not rely on our position, but let's rely on the one and fall in love with the one who gave us that position. Can we accept that tonight? Can we accept that? Let's never be a Demas. I never want to hear of a Demas. I don't want to fall in love with the pastor. I don't want to fall in love with the church. I don't want to be the pastor's pet. I want to be a man of God that God has chosen. That I could never fall back into the world, but fall back in love with God. Let us pray real quick. Thank you, Jesus. I rebuke religion. I come against more that talent and ability in the name of Jesus. More that these men that you've called. And we read the scripture now in 20:28 of Acts. You ordained positions more than. But Lord, we have free will to walk away. Devla, we need to love you. And if we're not serving out of love, then sooner or later we'll all become a Demas. And I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Mogadad, I'm not praying for my brothers, I'm praying with them because we could all fall short here. Please, Mogadad. Please, Mogadad. I pray in the name of Jesus that you would rekindle the fire in us, that the relationship would go forward with you, and not with our servantship, not with the ministry, but with you. And because of that, we serve. And we give you glory and praise. In Jesus' name, and all God's children say, amen and amen. God bless you.
Quick, Doctor, and a little point that I got on this. You're a worker in the church. Servitori-san. You're watching me on television. How do you know that your relationship or you're missing the mark? Okay. With who do you spend more time? With the church or with Jesus? Catch that. Pastor, elder, are you more involved in the work or with Jesus? Now you know if we're maybe in danger. Do you spend more time doing your usher work? Or do you spend just as much time on the Bujimos? Do you know que kana building something judo? With one hand, building as a judo, and with one hand they had a sword. That's right. So when you're serving in the church, in one hand you can serve the church, but in this hand it should be lifted to the Lord. How much time do we spend on the Bujimos? Now, chinda to make a dumam. I have this problem too. We make some money. She makes super. No. More flesh, panel, nine moves like the Bujimambu. But every time, so much in my little baseball game by a Bible. O CNN vai ao Bujimos. O Facebook ao Instagram. Sogodje. Já za no momento kra troca I think so karan. Ai kutim Jesus. Mi bilo di direi. Would can down a chassu. So the bottom line is, workers, where do you spend? The church could be a pitfall too. The two kiddies could buchandi kangri. Viu católico que de las quando kana pedas desquidiço. Raio. De desqui buchiço. Buchima lá tem até com Deus. O mai parou. Misconception. Just because you work in church don't mean you have a relationship. Jim, are you ready? Hi.
Pastor, can you pray for many who's at a doctor, went to a doctor and waiting for good results?
Lord, right now, Vazgas Kadare Shavulos
Lord.
Devla Naplo Dosta, Bolota Descodado Wo. Devla, have mercy for many. Have mercy, Diteles Kadaka Aspa. And bring healing, Kakado Shavuo, not Palamende, but Palau Jesus. The little boy glory, Tayana. God show miracle on the Menisco Stato. I make that building in the La Shivasta starting tonight. In Jesus' holy name. Amen and amen. Hi, good Jim. This will be the last teaching tonight. Please, Christopher, guys on. At the end, the ultimate of Christopher, Dream Magadi, would you separate them, put two together for each one? And when the boys leave Delhi, those are pretext and context. Study the Maria, not just shoot them. It'll cost a lot of money.
So good that you're going to seek for it.
Avente ustessa ora uccisamente, no? Naroz no usta optimika, že na sovasa. Činje sam. Gata sam, uccisamente kadel. Go ahead, Jim. Pray.
Amado God, nós te parimos, unimos, e na existência, como na chambena, a gente entendeu, já faz o dinheiro, o canto, o lugar, os famosos, o Jimmy did, I pray that you would use him now, that your mercy may be on him. As he speaks, Father, I pray that your Holy Spirit will speak by his lips. Let our hearts move with us, be attentive to your word, and God and love. The last time I was like this, in Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
Okay, Chinkra, do I have 10 minutes? 10 minutes? I does them up? 10 minutes? Sonny, 10 minutes only. Okay. Magaf depending on church more and now. I mean, let's pay attention. Lazım var coming now. Akan adis liberty or after? Or they are gonna come in just only.
Oh, no. All right.
Make them. Did? Don't say sorry to me, bro. Did, Chris? How about that? England did good work.
Follow Jesus Moses with this. Help your son, Pastor Ronald, our church. Let me see a second. Doesn't matter which one's first or... No. Start it up and take your time. Take that one, Mike. That's what I suggest. We love it. Take your time, Jim.
No, 10 minutes.
You know what word, Jim. All they need is eat that bread and cheese. Bacon. Who taught it? Someone told her that.
Gata? Ok. Sami pasos li daš doma bud mači, se čide malo so. A ne sere yesterday, pena palja kana dis bud kan manus kan čide. A žena mi ka budi manus as a just a lamb katarodel. Who received something from God today? You received something pinenya? I did. So you have to me 5-10 minutes for me to saras ka se kangre era important ko do I do dromse. But avete appena sciaccimato la Dio. Non si cino cara, ando stato, non si cino. Are you tired? No, I'm tired. So I'm glad I'm tired. So well, past the 51, I'm tired. Tired, so. Are you tired or no? So Davis are tired, I can't about the troubles. Alright, we're tired. Make sure you're not soon. Enough for me. Rancho Cuco, San Luis Loporo. Some orange roll. What is this? Orange coffee? Fullerton, Harbor, I used to know Alhambra, what's up? Temple City. Alright, so Sinin. Hey, Shishanam. Okay, I got your attention. Asun. Dafta Mensaduma for 10 minutes. Pau servitori kay mangal pesca. O servitori kay mangal pesca. O manus kay tope erotel pesca. Jenes ce bad da gela. Ai acesa de cangari, mai butto dolendas de sal o servitori che sopporta. Emu se te pena sociacimos. Dem tu mensaduma e pushtem con se tired. And right now, kana su mamus tired. Ami jana su samari gela. We're 3-4 hours different. I had a chick chap so galam tirtinti soas. Kalsov, no, Los Angeles time. Making it almost 4:30 or 4:30 sauce. I might call. Canadian Los Angeles. 4:30 sauce, Los Angeles. So that's 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30. 7:30. I'm glad you're really shabando rumona ijini. I sutim naka all the night. 7:30. I did things that just it up. Money country I mean dabajas. Me pachav produce o problem de cangaria jes. Cal solvitora ando duho soas. Ando duho sam chine. Dixo minupe. Sleeping servants. Pinin sleeping servants. Pinin body. Sleeping servants. Listen to this word, so we know a few little difference. It what about sleeping? To slumber. To be drowsy. To relax. O manus que sa halomete vel servitoria de cangri never relaxes. To let your eyelids take control of you. To be inactive. unable to hear properly. Yet for some of Monday, I'm so tired. Disaster. Buchi all morning. I meet him late. 9 o'clock at night. Listen to this, son. I get him upstairs at the knockout or couch. Gone. I was stabbed the next morning. Nothing 3-4 hours, Jimmy. I couldn't my no friends. But hey, what happened to you yesterday? I mean, what happened? I was working and I thought, yo, we came to your house, all us boys. Amen. Oh, Paul bought a barbecue. We had the barbecue outside in the yard. Amen. Yeah, the boys brought the guitars. We was cracking up. We was singing. We was there till like 4 o'clock in the morning. And I'm on the customer. Yo, what is it? I never heard a pin drop. O servitori kai sovel. Saia velo mai baro duho, mascare kangari. Saia velo mai baro uproar. Saia velo mai bari iago, mai baro presence de deblesco, mascare kangari. I wo chi janel kanchi. Quando duho o sovel. I fer di rodel pesca. Fer di rodel te caro pesca naf. And not the buzz de deblesco na bro. Now cheap mango te name velo deblesco na pendocati. No, só velo podelo podelo. Sa pesca rodel. Think about servants and the vorbale deblesco kai rodi pesca. Caire pecadoges. Chijanas. And the disciples, so this 11 wanted to be used by God, and 1 wanted to use God. O servitori ages and the kangari, do you want to be used by God, or do you want to use Him?
That's right.
Te vas deschonavo bro, te dichos consan, te janlo pe consan. Our greatest mission is to anglat on mobili woro pastor. Why? Tell me. Why you want to get in the car with him? Hindi mo. Chimulo pala tuti. Pastor lo, right? Respect him, you understand? Decho tayo pala Cristo, na pala chorasay. Respect isal chorasay, natin isal ka don't respect your pastor. But chi service o pastor. Tu service de Dibles. Rodi takar susuporta, gustia mo duho. We've got comfortable preaching to skopime. Ab temulo skopime era am kadilcho. Temulo kodo kanai skopime kabenjo. Don't get comfortable preaching to the saved. Go after the lost. Pominisawo na ferdi mantuko. Ay chejenenga kay surround you. Genesis o stevo pinakaya mo John 4. Lagajasa. Manglot de Jean kote so golope. Dice darpal workers. Kaya mangan ferdi pesco. Diko Jesus. Bukalos na ninte husband na wala so. Alright, no problem. Pwede just to Samaritan. Alright, they don't like to go for. Just me las khabe jato. 12 guys. Galit elen khabe. 12 guys. Ab madiche dar. 12 guys. Te jan tenen sam so khale antuch. Come as khale. E pita bread. So use the khale. Boost I barbecue pits needing. They had a little hummus and little peanut bread. It's what tutsa. Kanchi khale bari jelo. Desu du jene, de jan tenen kodo. No chima inglete na Canada kodo foro, que chila kisate kodo foro. So when it came against what they wanted, they didn't want to do it. Kanavel against so trouble, so mangas kuanga choservimos. Do you do it to profit God's ministry, or do you say no? Just let me love for 12 guys, they feed 13 guys. When it was done in the spirit, the 12 guys fed 25,000 people. The same amount of people it took to feed the multitude, son. When it was done in the flesh, they needed that much amount to feed 13 guys. Did you receive? Did I go too much for you? Papulo? O manus que mandou pesca. Chipad. Me credes descote corpo asunes. Now where was they going? I pecado pandavas. Kai shanas, pastor. All disciples of Jesus. Kanajana kana women at the well. Já năște pricion, já năște scăpin, já năște sasterân, right? Was that they was on a mission. There was the walking church. Pinin, there was the walking church. Say it again. There was the walking church. So there was on a mission. Te scăpin de foros, te leno ben avren al genec și crălas codo. Ca godijana, să nu scap tu solo acolo, jugale ca je. Ai venit să tu horavri, ja găle ca murir la plăgă, găle ca mormânt so Lazarus. This was the church. So they're on a mission for revival. They're on a mission for deliverance. They're on a mission to seek to save the lost. N-ai cadea ceacimos. Ai por mi mecreles descatendo foro ai găle că ci la timp do foro telen khabe. Ai kana bine pop euro khabe so penelenga. Ce mai mă gafte khab? Buz khaleme. So khala e vorba cu ce că cărdea. So găle mon de Hristos a te cărăn. O baro mission, o baro revival, e bari gela ca gălele Hristos a te cărăn. Pala rengi holi, ai pala rengo pride pe codoces. Misi Sadeo revival, Misi Sadeo salvation, Misi Sadeo scăpimos ca golope. One of the most powerful events in salvation we see in that chapter, they missed it. Că cila Misadei de nakan o foro gotar că it went against their flesh. Canatos tu cho flesh anglau cho servimos, you will miss the revival. You will miss the wind. You will miss the fire. And you will miss the anointing of God. Amen? Then God will praise. O servitorii care erau de pescă, so servitorii care ce multe aveau. Arată că a fost. Not for victorious because there's a need. Trupul la mine, genul că ai play el chitară, ai play el misto. Alright? I bet that's a trupul de because play el chitară misto. Great, we got it. But să anointing mate play el chitară de cangarin? There's a difference there. Abdel dumo șavou misto. Să anointing mate priciol, Adel? Vai fi de del dumo misto. Că te rog de la pescă, here's what will happen. Polopogas, before you know it, he'll injure the church more than benefit it. Because the way că imagine o servitorii duc avela, asune în hotelii fug o fast point after me. Hotelii să că pentru mă greșeau la mine de nu se dejas, ce mai vela o habia, mai la show, ciudă, the best. Avem până fost, let's go. Bararacantul meu, voi, susă. Ciogo gajo, gazda. Tămâia gajo ai, also waiter, just Ara come to me. I didn't tip, I've been rough. What do you? Demandra, the monsters of monsters. Goodness, pardon me, sir. Can we have a little kindred, please? Laugh here. I make a sir. There's a 9 bacon to my little. Dara sakudi. Ando hodini. Kumdara meu worker gajo. Whoever you talk to will show up. Bring. We can't go though. It's all rough. Kumdara me. Till one day, Guleme besapti land to a haircut place. I should have been a cop. Evil with him. Guy haircut place. Now Munim, I want to talk to him. Alaras. Maybe she like young women. How many guys you know that she like young women? My gypsies. So maybe that's what it is. But some of them today, I pull a horse, I'm just the coach walk. I want to just go with him every second, just That's till I got enough close. I know, hey, how you doing? I'm all right. Killer, Gajo. Well, you know your friend, yeah, I know you are. So I see him the rest of it. No, Kohos doesn't mean Gaduma, doesn't mean Gaduma. And he coming. Funny. He's not that bad of a guy. Was a barber guy, Dilda Saduma Kadeshko friend, all mobile, all things. Now I'm talking about basketball. I got an in with him. I mean, let me ask you something. What is it? Lovely guy. Why are you so mad when we come to that place, the food, the bacon? I'm not mad, bro. To make any picture happen. Shut up. Why are you so mad? Well, no, I'm not mad. Let me tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. Everybody thinks like that. I had a great job, another job, that I really wanted, but I got in trouble. I got in trouble. So I'm on probation. And I can't do that job no more for 3 more years. So I'm running this junk restaurant. Get it over with till the 3 years passes by, and then go do what I really want to do. O servitorii ca firdi ca telo, ca de varasa. N-ai o andră. And you know what will happen? El jene ca vena de cangeri, ce mai avena? Palalesti. Palalesti holi. Palalesti comui ca n-ai sugar. Palalesti depression. Palalesti lonesomeness. He'll draw people out and draw them in. How many times I can't go there. Can't go to that church. Why? We had trouble with the elder. We had trouble with the choir. We had trouble with the usher. Amari family, I want my family, so they go there, we can't go there. Ce dar că la servitorii, ce avem o jene ca să hasade. Că în ori te avea la servitorii, nu se te avea scăpimei, n-ai? Că tu toți nu că ne scăpimei te avea servitorii. Nu, te avea servitorii, nu se te avea scăpimei. Apleles les că o scăpimeo, ai șulele scatar. Ai am codeles că n-ai scăpimei, Andră. Că mai bun polvo, de să codeles scăpimei. Alea nem să până acest. It's time to la sama. Na ferdi tova la casa. Na ferdi leles pastrito. I can go. Care biuciu, we got it. Make sure că cardolo. Make sure că tradinolo că tarodel. Că să ai avea cardo for one purpose, I can avea cardo for the second purpose. So pendeau și o jenin. Să spune că e cardian do ax. Dejan, să spune o dui o bolsas, n-ai? E că pendea. Ton voloi pe când ai make dejan. Ai oferă manga inte jalo mark lensa. Ai so pendea. Nu mi uite n-a vel oameni sa. Știu că n-ați la show. N-ați la show mark deja. So n-ați la modelo mark. He was qualified. Just pendea. Nu, n-ai cardo pe cadea ceva. S-a za cardo te la mult de băcă mark. S-a za cardo te cărând few other things. Imediat le scoda pe hărsa juzimei, n-ai? Cadea. Cea ce ești calo? So you can be called for certain things. And certain things no. So aratu kai tos de mamusas, că maybe n-ai les go calling cote. Ai tu spide de zandră pe zor cote te cărău communion, te cărău love, te cidel, te priciol. Ai bun ai cardo te cărău codo. Make sure că na tos mamusas servitoros te ai la cardo. I make sure you place him where he needs to be placed. Or instead of him benefiting the church, he'll hurt the church. Are you receiving God's word? Amen. Chebate na will show you Lord in the right place. So Jonah, can I make pen up Jonah? So open it to me. What do you say? Because can I make pen up Jonah? So open it to. Because tell any of the little kids. I want you to Jonah. Do you know what one meaning of his name is, Pastor Steve? Tenaj van lang mihraf. Khale memories. Also, some you know, let's go now. Dove. Did you know that, Douglas?
No.
Did you know? Dove. Ami penatis capricaza. One of his meanings of his name means dove. I guess the way the servant acts changes what the people think of him. It changes the meaning of your name. Canasana no disobedience. Iso santo te aves. Sai pahues. Palacho disobedience. Ajanes pa Jonah. San open that. I can start that depending on little son. So Jin saw Jonah. I'm from the moment he decides to say no. So they live in Oklahoma. And Jonah went down to Joppa. And Jonah went down in the ship. And Jonah went down and purchased the ticket. Everything about him when he starts to disobey God. Satire. I'm so thinking this because every other minute. Because they're in disobedience to God. I believe what Jean Montile, Chasawon, Manai Kanchi Paleste, Chimai Dicho, Chimai Jean Lobe. Den numai kanci konici paujo, konici ustel, konici cărosul subortan la del. E cangări se cileame, când a fost pe capo. Ti mecas, So good mga nemonostical, mekastical, and the kangari. I do mangas level anointing mascaramende, channel. Asun kay kangari gare, Assembly of God kangari, chachi kangari amari. Pain jini gaje, or pastor mo friend. Galing ko Easter Sunday morning. Jolly kangari di mo Sunday asun. Beautiful kangari jilab gaje. I mean, the real deal. I will get gajo. Get gajo. Katika popore di kada. Just little praise and worship. I got was di kora silence. Pinga sir. Easter Sunday. You're disrupting the worship and praise. Would you please put your phone in your pocket? Because we're worshiping God. It's Resurrection Sunday. Please be seated. I mean, the truth is up in the congregation. Opo Otaria, no. I mean, because you couldn't make the claim, not the tape, but make the joke correct. With Kapovas, my dick should have I got really happy. I got you. Angladel was soon. Angladel Baro Revival, Penas Mission. 1,200 people on the whole. Angladel, Madik, Chihohava, Voltaris. Would Kapovas think so good show? Would Kapovas Bashavel? I would Kapovas for Cordial. Some people can tell the water. So much while the Miska Kaneska Kimi. I will on run the Kangari for the first time. Janice from Melpaliska, Gemo, Shuya, Nayo del Gemo, Odelsus Capitoria, Vilesco Chigi Casagayo, Vilesco Chigi Casagayo, Kangario church worker pastor, make sure let tu sama gastos, my anglao, desapitos this, make sure ka cardolo on the rayo. Make sure que Swinsomelo on the Ohio, I cheat told this 50 told this, de Jamlope, Kasutu, worker. Make sure, because he comes from up above. Amen?
All right, we're getting ready to end, but I'm going to have a few things about service. Ando kugongi loge manch bors by the top by amboring des bors chisara. Sukadal model arrogance. Shanasos arrogance. The arrogance you know
Save it on your phone. I don't know.
the Klankana Jasko restaurant I is salataki furka, oslekoski furka, Permian shuri. Savorta tu bukuri, a vei cangării tu bucarea, stevu, ercă. Ora, și că dat tu model sunt trăsa tu sfântul, avea la sfântul. Ca cotan ca te, droga, seamă, șamoale, ca co să altare. Ca te ce tu multe avea glata. Ca te ce tu multe avea divan. Asunerma? Cum să o așezi ca te? Cum o de avea? Alright. Ce tu multe avea pilimos, ce o așă? Cheriți am dau de el? Și buci tu multe avea tărdi mai blau de s-ar te avea le cagării. N-ar cana avea le cagării. Și tu multe avea pai din nou, al del duma om, mai gilea, ăli că cu pai o cu la halane bucile de vleschi, quenching the spirit. Și tu multe avea divanul. S-am citat Ecclesiastes 5, care aveți în cagările de vleschi, cu tărdec de amincecan, ai pandador ciomui. Amen. Can aveți ca tei? Son, a cana cărav metaphor în șo capo. Capo s-o spitali. Ai capo s-o operating room. Ca te șinel o doctorul. Asuneați mă ce? Șinel. Now let's say Chimami is having open heart surgery. Ai tu trades vara cascando operating room sa chinelo doctoro te cărăm pirasai te șuge spai ai te cărăl vara so. Ca te avem manus ca să ne cancer, ca să poldraba, ca să am cingar, ca să am năcazo, ai valo del chinele ca te la vrigodo. Tu că te penezi, eu îi dă pe cine mă mobile acesta video ca eu, dar medem tu să ai de întâlni. Părme, cu te penă pila sa. Ma n-ai sfântul ca cota. Ma n-ai cu ceasca fidi. Ora tu mende, sani misto, că durva. Nu ce-o pe gărea. Ok, ca te, avem de ca fidi. Avem un om, ton pe gopai pe late, ton pe microfon pe late. Pe godeasca fidicii tu multe aveau canci, că n-ai cini. Au devleschis ca fidi. Tot ce-o paia în ce pozoci, n-a tola pe devleschis ca fidi. Canci, smunto, devlescă prami. What you hold holy will be holy. Ca te la altari, ora sai, tu multe n-aveau coani ca te. Ora te n-avea să sluga le devleschi, ci tu multe toți tu cu te. Jek manus ci tu multe aveau ca te, coani. Șapte dam duma, ora sai. Avea ora sai tute.
Amen.
N-a hai tu ca te. Ca pot am să sfântul. Ai ca n-ai crasa de sfântul, o sfânt sumos avea.
Amen.
De avea la tucă camă. De avea la camă. Ai ce avea la tu canci ca ta. Dar ca tare avea o paine de vlescu. S-o mai cărdează altarii. Janăț-o penează din puranii. Te avea să murderer. Te avea să o mai bingăs cu manus. Ai avea palatute te mudarantul. Te închistam pe o altare, te totam o gospels pe o altare. Pe o canca ta, o tabernacle și azi baltul conic. Amin că dam o altare de vlescos. Janetumi că e cangrite sfântul ca zas, ce me cred te pagavel o baha de cangrite e cărdela, avria da forul pe rănazuba, te n-aveau buntul de cangrite de vlescos. Janetumi că ora sai tu nu te arăcau pe să arăcau pe profti, te n-a nicio.
That's right. Undergarments. You were undergarments.
Și apare. Și tu nu pirimoza, ni cangrite așa, și asumen, n-a mai piron ca de debut. N-a cărăm buntul. N-a cărăm distraction. There's a guy over there praying for his little kid. I do causes this nervous. All right? Hai, problem. Medicăm butivă, cărăm manul, vin pastorurile cărăm. Ca cu gelpe, ceacimasa, andă sutubules, panadeles că ia cap, di cap, andă duho. Nema nu se teama mea de talo v-ați vine perete, că panadeles cu buci. He's doing a good job. He's praying to God. He's touching God. He don't need me now. Te avea la manus mande, te măgote bugiblescă. Hallelujah. Ce trebuie te já sprinda momentul, te tap, te rigobre cu bucimos. Ori trebuie la de cangrile de rest. Na pira. Na de dumă, care, am ce cărame godu. Sarte, așa spunta de cangrile, eu. God is the God of order. God, unless I know order, you have no God either. Order. A congregation is made of order. Now, chicken on the Orange County, like Rancho. No, South. South congregation bun cadea. De n-aveau buntul. N-a cărăm canci, n-a pirăm bun. N-a de nu duma. N-a ora întitem, dar nu a dobut congregation. Aia ca narodul avea. Na droga, care aveți oameni care aveți că să aveți ciosuto, vai aveți că deți numai te blesc. Ori ai de cagăriți tare. Ai dus la oameni cagăriți. Al ceasul ăla mă teama paupele în Duhul. Că t-o dați pe cacoană, mă. Avem un om din cagărit de bugipei, ai tu pasavez, că s-a lazy, de n-aveți ceasul mai clar. Then ce son anointed te călzi în bugii. Te-ai luat tu văcinul. Tu son convenient, not sacrificial. N-am tunisare gitara ca să iei poma din cangărit. Iar jarea tăi, mai bun ceasurile mai mare din căpo. Ce-o sacra, tunisa, lașarul piano. Ai care avea la poma din cangărit, ginăvânt te aveau, n-am ciocumos. Tot ginăvânt din cangărit, me care avea o poma avea în the atmosphere of worship. Amen. Amen.
Asunin, Matthew 15:8. These people make a big show of saying the right thing, but their hearts isn't in it. They act like they're worshiping me, but they don't mean it. They just use me as a cover-up so they can look good in their fancy suits.
So penaptine. Salim mai multa. Meci să cea de la cicarapă. Fermi daptune o brau buciaca di cava di momani cafei. Cai vor deja. N-ai pe California. Ne pirafsai lumea. Adică ca la buciaca. Viano tematica. Bosone, o gloate. Orai, so se mai dar amici. Ca cu altari. Numai ca na sama meso de cu altarii. Vai ca na god. Ha? Ca na god? A ca na godou pe camri. Na som salva dezglate o bravo pe altarii. Va să avem o bravo. Cu gălat o de vescă. Amen. N-ai cu atată. Cu ceas gitara. After jump that require. Now still play is o basso masa. Da 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 da. No. That is dedicated to God. Amen. Now Jess. Via Jess vinte hara. Ai zis po Jess ca e bun de la o Cristo Paul. Godea gitara sau dedicated ca ducine de Jess. N-am mai glătat, dar poți să încerci ca tine pe capul altarii. Poți? Tu crezi? All right, the bottom line. N-astea leu conica ca tine, no? Alter, kenenă, leu glătata ta. Și-am am o cangărea, gănem la capul cangărea last month. Ai mugit la sfalengă pe la cangării. Și-am Nós que podíamos cantar um glória, que ali glória que o drums, aí passando aí, cara, glória, a que faz, ele tem um mandou, ele quer matar Disneyland. Not como matar o de Resca drums.
During church, Pastor?
Huh?
During church?
Church people.
During
No,
church.
after church.
Every church does that, including ours.
No churches never do it. Not after church, not before church. Hear me. You know what? Somebody, I come from Brooklyn. Mami Chijanena's Kanch. The most disorderly, the most corrupt, the most unorganized church. 5,000 oameni. Ai menținut 10,000 glate. Chiar în Jurea, nervous in Boreogata, ai tirăm. Și hohaba, make-believe borogă. Aia mea o front row. Penaptinică. O său om pură. The got the 60, the old is 80. O său om. Avem o borogă alternea. Ai o om ca copuro, el tiseamă. So the rest of them, come to 80-year-old. Metem, ora, parmegianul sau vom cadea, așa o borba cadea. Metem! Metem! Metem mai pendem. Borogani, ce mai mă fac din acana la om? Că s-o deu, ai să fii zakon.
Aha, pastor.
N-ai o deu, n-ai zakon. Că ai să deu, sunt zakon.
Amen. Come on.
N-a că borogan la om din camerii, ai te n-avea la așa.
Aha.
So, per me glata ca te naco, o cancer ca le schihomli, ai glata scrimil, o la sai pusope. Leu glata cota. Borogare, n-am avem ca te, covom ca te. Dar mentan, cine ca muste jau cote. Sau boroga cote jau cugim. Ai ca ne la vom ca te, n-am ca moale já aici. Horeide, o castă stivi penel, te n-am mai avem boroga ca altare. Cu hatan, ce prindem borul? Prindem japerii. A fost vremea, lasă șon, lasă dui. Acolo ce prindem mecanci. O goma do New Yorka, să cilei, mă mai bară frenul, dacă ai săma. Ca ai sângem să asogogez. Și tromante avem ca tente de man sabat. Meu, uleamă javleni. Aici avem ca altare. O boroga cina canan la om, Jean Cotea de sân. O purogom avem ca altare aici putrănă mui. Să nascute, de-ani, să nas. Să-ți dui om. Să-ți dui om. Diclan o punto mai glata, de nasol. Diclan e cu altare. Soane să mă mande să dota. Aici Jean cu altare. Că sfântul. Să ai să-ți arăți un moment de clasă. Let's learn. Let's have order in the house of God. Sorry, I'm waiting. Let's have order. La jaca ta rasai. N-acolo rasai ce-o frână. O Sunny, o Douglas, o Michael, o Coco, o Iova. Ora Iova, o mai puro om, la jas. Don't make the pastors your personal friends, că they're not. Ai ca-i cărările ce-o personal friend. Cărăți vine de perăn, because thou was uncomfortable din timpimenta. The pastor is the lonesomest job in the world. Pe el genul tu putea. Wo, ai pescuijului. Na cărpira sa diream la rasai. Că ce-o frână, o să bistru ai perez o dinimos. Ai, per me mai anglau, viu rasai cărăla. O rasai ce tribut era călpes că stat pangenul că ai frenuțule ai. Rimoși și fucii. Am din pari New Yorka, e Valentina să mă oferă. Ai să mă dui trei pastors că ai batit mă jurarez de asta. Ai să mă dui mii frenul am din New Yorka. Numai ci sunt de feaca de hello and goodbye. Ce-a pe scafa? Picava. Data am dat șon, jaf. S-o penat. Pari pucica așa. Ora să-i special. O deacon special, o elder special. Te n-avea la elder special, s-o mai tonează o fel zaconul, sau te avea la scutare. Ai o deacon, te avea la prostul manus, s-o mai penează pe model, dar te avea lăzdui homlea, dar te avea pupuitorii, dar te avea cior, dar te avea macharnou, s-o mai sazgorul. O cărle de vresco, din penaptă mi găsesc o oră. M-am gândit penaptă mi găsesc o oră din camerii. Via do duhovsko buča tu bute vel turore. Ora neko luneko buča. A do duhovsko buča dico penazo del. Nu mă dui mai trinte de la noi și mai never mai but. Că tu nu oră la nicangri. O duhovsko buča penazo del. Nu mă dui mai trinte. Tribar te dezuma nicangri. Dar stemem pon sov jenei de gusteno pră. Ai te de la noi și ba. Ordina tu bu. Dumnezeu mai fundamentul marumui, n-am de după ani cadri, care sunt un question, care așa s-a călăpus și o pomene. S-a călăpus prami, tu bună, nu cangrea. S-a călăpus bucea. Usher, deacon, you have to be honorable. Mai important, no him. Pastor, pamande da bună. Ai patuti. Și someone made the important one. A kangarisa the important. Asunen, and I'm ending with this. God, Asun pastor, God could replace you and me, but he can't replace the congregation. Are you listening? So diva golotaro pastor, vai mulo pastor, vai candazo pastor, vai sai shudabres. Ai kangri still jamambe. Janan sostar, the very important, that both can. God can get rid of me. He won't get rid of you. Amen? Te blăsău tu menodela, te nais tu menga, pala sobodi cardena menga, te Nicolo Del te menga, Pastor Sonny Presbyter, Pastor Douglas, Pastor Michael, I do make takala one kaiminen. We thank God and we pray te karaz mai bupuci churches. Cardena maru ilor aduime. I bless you sardena men. Ninena menga rumure. I o khaben kainde takala one. Parol var yumek. Sokardi. De bun kendi nasime khaf. So magap te penalty menga andam uyilo pastor. God bless you.
God bless you. Nice
I
to meet
God
you,
bless you
Kardinal.
and your family. I tomorrow sokarden to me. O Pastor Dan, o Pastor Nicky, o Sal Shabula, Chibuslav. I cannot go there to me in New York. Usual to men of Delta, I te dela mente te cărați bani in half, so perdem tu mea menci. Ai tu mari compania e sucar, ca e sunde mende, e sunena respectina men, parcă Angela era de îndeblescă sau. God bless you. Me bucim pe ca cea hungry, te perol, o mulțumos de îndeblescă. Te încrolo Deo, te sfadă, te avel healing. I blessing. Ai mai bani buci, te avel scăpimos, anda cadea cangrisa remarea, te scăpim pe manus, ai te avel the born again experiences, ai te iuzilo de la pastoros, ai născă familia, ai născă jenen, te picial pe tumende, te șorgio pe tumende, s-ar bari vârsân, ai sneacono, o sumsumos de devlești, te avel pe tumende, ai te șorop pe scomistimor, I have baptism of the Holy Spirit. I open to men that they grow to men of God. I put Jeremiah, be quiet. I put Susumos at all time. Put Yahweh at all time. Sastimos from cancer, from heart attack, from drugs, from marriage problem. So put Yahweh at that the fountain of healing. And yes, Deva, make your place in this church. I stretched out and I go forward. I am the Lord one. Let the city be a city on a hill, a light that shines in a dark world. You see something for God, for the glory and honor of God, the Lord Jesus Christ. Amen and amen. God bless you. Hallelujah. Also, Pastor.